I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice.
Do your own research.
Consult a professional investment advisor before making any investment decisions.
This show is for entertainment only. Faites vos propres recherches.
Here we are
in another episode
of the Simple Success Podcast.
And
this is financial life coaching from a happiness perspective.
Are we back for another year already?
We are indeed, mon ami.
And this year, we're going to slow down a bit and make sure in the blog version that you can see when we're talking in another language.
Or whatever.
Right, or whatever.
But we're not changing the mystical part, are we?
The what part?
The mystical part. You know, the attraction thing.
Oh, that. Well, let us speak of the law of attraction.
Are you starting already?
Already? Tape is rolling, my doubting friend.
Right.
Do you want I should start over?
Sure, do that.
Certainement. Let us speak of the law of attraction.
Since it guides our investment action,
it promises much if we follow its lead.
Like our success so well guaranteed.
With goals and ambition, we will not fail.
We believe in ourselves, and we do not quail.
We bring forth rewards for our hard work.
We focus our minds and go not berserk.
The law of attraction teaches our state
that the thoughts that we think will determine our fate.
Thoughts of failure will keep at bay great.
And prosperity is what we must create. Are we about done here?
Almost, TT, just a bit more.
Okay.
To make the most from wise investments,
we focus on what will bring contentment.
Believe in our goals and our desires
will bring forth rewards that lighten our fire.
The law of attraction is a powerful thing.
It can help us earn money and bling.
So let us remember its power and might,
and succeed all because of its thought and foresight.
The law of attraction can bring success, my friend.
Well, that's certainly good to know. No, on that subject,
Its power to help our fortunes never end.
Wait a second, are you doing it again?
Doing what again?
Speaking in AI rhyming speak.
Basura dentro, basura fuera. That was in Spanish. Garbage in, garbage out, you know. Capiche?
It helps us find the resources we need.
Hey, John!
To make our investments successful indeed.
Hey, how about if you do that narration thing before we give examples?
Certainly, I'll do that.
Say that in French.
Oui, je le ferai.
And so you may begin.
Indeed, kind sir. In fair Verona, where our tale takes place, 5 noble minds convene to share their thought, to ponder on investments, a discourse traced with Shakespearean grace and words wisely sought.
And lose the rhyming stuff.
So as to focus better?
Yeah, that, yes.
Okay. Enter Prosperous, a wealthy merchant bold, with deep knowledge of markets vast and wide. He believes the law of attraction, as oft told, aligns one's desires with profits, side by side.
All right, I'll join the part again. Next, Ophelia, a skeptic, seeks to know, does mere thoughts of wealth truly bring, or is it but a fickle wind, mere show, that lures the gullible with false hopes sing?
Rosencrantz and Guildenstern join the fray. Contrasting views, their arguments collide. One argues mindset shapes one's golden way, while the other claims skill in charts waves rides.
And lastly, Cleopatra, queen so grand, finds truth in energy flowing through each trade. She speaks of magnetism that's in demand. As wealth grows, see the law of attraction played.
This noble quintet thus does debate the law of attraction investments aid. To believe or doubt their minds are set, but in the end success will be displayed.
For in the realm of investing's vast tide, the law of attraction, truth or mere guise, the answer perhaps each shall seek inside, and through their actions will they each devise
a Shakespearean sonnet, rich with debate, investment wisdom, law of attraction's weight. As each character's voice we contemplate, we glimpse the truth that is embedded innate.
Well put.
Finally, an AI voice. That's longer than usual, isn't it?
We have done them a bit earlier in the past.
But
we want to be sure to be slower and clearer this time.
Does that include how we take breaks?
It should, and so it will.
Okay, for you newer listeners.
The not-so-OG peeps, you mean?
Right. For you, we take well-announced breaks in which we get an esteemed AI voice named Daniel to lead us.
We do? Like how?
Just like this, where Daniel leads us into...
Break number 1.
Hello, everyone. This is John with the Simple Success Podcast, financial life coaching from a happiness perspective. Because we know you want to show us some serious love in return for the tremendous benefits you get from us, please subscribe to us in your favorite podcast player. You can find us on both the App Store and the Play Store because our message is for everyone. Leave a rating for us, or even better, tell a friend. Whichever you choose, thank you so much for helping us do this for you. To leave us a written message, which just might lead to more in a future podcast, go to those same written show notes to find our subreddits. There is also our Facebook group page, Twitter, and other ways which we'll tell you about from time to time. You can also find an Easter egg every so often, so listen closely. Thank you again, and keep those constructive ideas coming.
Here we are.
Where's that?
Here.
Here, as in Act 2?
Yes, in Act 2. First time in this, our 4th year.
Oh, so we've done Act 1 of this first episode of the year.
Yes, you just heard it. And now we're doing Act 2.
And before you know it, we will be in year 5.
But that's 12 months from now.
Got to bring it somehow. Why not attract it?
Attract it?
Yeah. Have you ever heard of the law of attraction?
No. Well, yeah, first act, but what is it?
It's basically the idea that
That what?
slow down and I will tell you.
I'm listening, you marble divination of pudding.
Got me there. One sentence even. What you put out into the universe comes back to you.
Okay, let me see if I've got this.
Uh-huh.
What I put out
Is
is what I get back.
correcto mundo, DT.
So, if I think positive thoughts, then good things will come my way.
That's the idea. Thinking positively is like a magnet, attracting only good vibes.
But how do I start focusing on the positive
We get into that using the titles,
and the content?
yes, and the content of the next couple of episodes.
Just a sneak preview of those, please.
Sure thing, my liege. Think about visualization for a second. We get into a lot more detail in upcoming episodes about that, but you can chew on that for now.
Visualize what you want and take steps to make it happen.
Yes, taking steps is critical, so you don't just create a picture and do nothing with it.
Oh, so you're going to list the steps.
I am. What better way to give examples than by using action steps?
And I know I'm giving that one a try.
Good, DD. Let's away and get our jewels and our wealth together.
We will do that, my lord, once we have the list in hand.
Right. So here is the list.
Oh, wait, before we start,
Yes?
can we first remove any negative thoughts?
Good idea, DT. And let's replace them with positive ones.
That's good.
And in the investing world, that includes thoughts of too much or too little or too early or too late or
Or,
then it seems to me that we should paint the picture we want to hang.
well, that's an interesting take on the idea, DT. We want to hang.
What did you like about that idea?
Well, we could just say something scientific and official like visualize what you want to achieve and take the necessary steps to make it happen.
Yeah, we could,
Or we could paint the picture we want to hang,
which is saying exactly the same thing.
except way better and easier.
Simple.
Success.
Anything else?
Certainement. Gratitudes.
Gratitudes? Wait, don't we talk about those somewhere else?
We do, and this is saying why.
How do we do that?
By changing our viewpoint with gratitudes.
I'm not following yet.
Oh, you will, my dear DT. But here's some help. Gratitudes are thinking about what you have. What?
We always think about what we have, especially when we don't have enough.
You're missing my point.
Which is,
When you need something, what do?
you talk to your king, my liege.
Right. But while I ignore the duplication in what you just said, I point out that when you do have enough, that won't work, will it?
Clearly not, kind sir.
So what do you do then?
You give thanks for those things, for the things you've done right.
And you use that in investing, don't you?
Oh, yes, you do. And that's so much better than the dry version, which sounds like focus on what you have rather than what you don't have.
Correct. It's the same truth, but it's a simpler translation that's easy to follow.
Is there anything else?
Well, yes. In fact, there are other pieces of wisdom that we'll be talking about in coming episodes.
Wisdom?
I call them that sometimes, although we've talked about them as mantras.
Oh, you mean phrases we repeat over and over until we have them memorized.
Then not just that.
Oh, what else?
Memorized, yes, but also so that they become actions which produce automatic results as simple as breathing.
So when we hear the mantra, we immediately react.
Yes, except that we don't react, we respond.
And what happens if we're not there yet?
That can happen.
And what if it does?
Then we simply trigger another mantra like an algorithm might do.
Mantra, algorithm. Treat yourself with kindness.
That triggered mantra is treat yourself with kindness.
Meaning what?
Meaning to not beat yourself up if something doesn't happen at all.
Or at least not the way you meant for it to happen.
Right. Just adjust to the new normal and try again. Release any worries and trust that the universe will take care of you.
Can we find out just how taken care of we are?
Why, of course we can.
But first, break number 2.
We know a lot about you already because we know ourselves. For example, we know that you know how to listen to our podcast. We also know that you probably know how to subscribe. So as soon as you're done with that, tell us your story. We have ways you can contact us. It involves a special link where you can leave us a message. We may have an email address for you as well in the future, and we'll let you know if that happens. The reason for subscribing? I thought you'd never ask. When you subscribe, you automatically download all future episodes of that podcast. It just happens in your player without you having to go search again. How cool is that? This means better rankings for the podcast, more attention from advertisers, and more money. And this means more and better stuff for you. So your motivation is simple and easy. Subscribe today, whatever app and from whatever place you like. And don't just try to subscribe. There is no try. There is only do. We're changing the way we look at things, and remember, that's good. Eso es buenísimo. Also remember, this is financial life coaching from a happiness perspective. Coaching happiness. Our call to action is right in the show notes. Find it, and you win too.
You know, that airplane landing intro is just a fantastic way to come back from our second break.
Well, thank you, DT. I rather like it myself.
And it's still good, even though we started using it last year.
Evergreen solutions, my man. That's how successful things are built.
Okay, but it's still just a bit early for the simple solution, Bill.
True, but we'll get there.
Sounds like we got there already.
Soon. So, do you think it's possible to invest using a simple solution?
Oh, there it is. Yes, I do. In fact, I think it's something that we have to do.
Yes, I love it. Attracting simple solutions can make investing so much easier.
And of course, now is a good place to explain how attracting works in relation to investing.
Oh, so it's more than just ringing the bell to get started?
Yeah, you know it is. An AI might imply that you just ring the bell to get started.
Enough of the AI jokes.
Yeah, again, Alex.
However, we add human judgment to the process, potentially making it better.
And with practice, persistence, and repetition, you become an expert in no time.
That's right. It's important to remember that investing isn't always easy, and it takes time to understand the market. But with a simple solution, breaking it down into individual pieces,
and attacking just those pieces.
Right, attacking just those pieces, you can make smarter decisions with less effort.
Because you're taking advantage of the team approach.
Which is possible because you're attracting like-minded people to that team.
So once more in detail about this attract mode on idea?
It's quite simple, DT. It's a mantra, and it's designed to help me and anyone else, you, any of our listeners, anyone else, remember...
Remember what?
Remember that since what we put out is what we get back...
Yes?
We need to remember to put out attractive offers. Whether just thinking about them in gratitude mode or writing about them in a contract, we need to remember what's in it for them and be attractive. Because that will help us succeed too.
So that's how we do it.
Right. Patiently.
Persistently.
And repeatedly.
Which is how you've all gotten good.
Gracias por escuchar.
Salut. À la prochaine.
This podcast and our other podcast are productions of Little Red Hen Industries. The supporting cast who helps me bake the bread includes
Techno King, John C. Brandy, Alter Ego, Doubting Thomas, Fact Checker, A Small Brown Beef Animal, Seriously, Tiny. Facts are important but are also easy. Social Manager, Abraham Lincoln, Media Expert, Augustus Caesar. Psychologist, William James. Sound Designer, Adobe's Creative Suite. Spanish Consultant, Cameron J.K. Brandy. French Consultant, Leah, the Do-Your-Own Research Lady. Videographer, Eto Monkoshki. Audio Props, Les Paul. Inspiration, many podcasts and other sources, and of course Napoleon Hill.
We also have websites, and you can subscribe to both podcasts. You can even send us a video, audio, or text message. But of course, you'll have to head to the show notes, either on your phone or on the web, to get the links and stuff. All the clickable links are in the show notes.
And before we forget, the artificial intelligence or AI voices you hear in our work come from Google, Amazon Polly, and OpenAI, like we say in the show notes. We just love what AI can do when lovingly crafted.
Finally, you can find us on Podmatch.com, Matchmaker.fm, Podbooker and Podcast Guests, where we consider guests and consider guesting on other people's shows.
And really finally, the music for our pods comes from Cute by Bensound and from Piano Background by Nick Simon Adams, as well as from AI MuseNet. The sound effect credits go to Jackson Academy Ashmore, Canusi G, Dr. Jekyll, Joe Payne, Everything Sounds, MK Play More Stories, ERH, Sand Emotions, Big Pickle 51, and Just Kidding. Yes, that's his or her name. All on freesound.org. Also, languages are the bomb.
Paul.